Think about the most likable person you know. Everyone gets along with them. They're somehow always exactly what the room needs. Funny with the funny people. Calm when you're anxious. Wild when you're bored. They make you feel understood almost immediately. Now ask yourself, when was the last time they disagreed with you? Made you uncomfortable? Said he actually, I don't think that's right. If you're struggling to remember, the ease you feel with them isn't connection. It's a performance so practiced, they've forgotten they're performing. There's a kind of person who walks into every room and does something almost unconscious. They scan. Not the furniture. Not the exits. The people. Who's tense? Who needs to feel important? What version of me makes this go smoothly? And within seconds, they become that. Responsible child with their parents. The fun one with friends. Low maintenance with their partner. Quietly competent at work. So competent, nobody thinks to ask if they're okay. They move between these versions of themselves like changing clothes. And here's what makes it so hard to see. It doesn't look like a problem. It looks like emotional intelligence. It looks like maturity. The problem only appears when you ask. When everyone leaves the room, who are you? This didn't come from nowhere. Think about what kind of childhood produces this kind of adult. Usually not the dramatic kind. Not abuse. Not obvious trauma. Quieter than that. A home where love felt slightly conditional. When you cried, the temperature dropped. When you achieved something, everyone relaxed. When you had real, inconvenient needs, the air went thin. So you learned. Not in a classroom. By reading the room. Obsessively. Until it became reflex. Psychology calls this fawning, the fourth trauma response. The one nobody talks about. Fight. Flight. Freeze. And then, please. Smile when you want to cry. Agree when you disagree. Shrink yourself to fit the shape of what someone else needs. Because once, a long time ago, that was the safest thing to do. And it worked. The problem is, the child grew up and left that room. The fawning didn't. Psychologists have a concept called identity diffusion. It describes people who never fully developed a stable, consistent sense of self, their own values, their own preferences, their own way of being in the world that exists independent of who they're with. And here's the mechanism. Identity forms through conflict. Not big, dramatic conflict, but small, everyday moments of friction. I want this, you want that. I believe this, you believe something else. This is who I am, even if it inconveniences you. That friction, that small, repeated resistance, is how a self gets built. But for a child who learned early that resistance is dangerous, that conflict leads to withdrawal of love, they skip those moments. They smooth them over. They give way. Every time. And so the self that was supposed to form in those moments of friction never fully does. What grows instead is something else entirely. An extraordinary sensitivity to other people's selves. These individuals become almost supernaturally good at reading what someone needs. Psychologists connect this to hypervigilant empathy, when your nervous system is so tuned to other people's emotional states that you feel their moods before they speak them. Which sounds like a gift. Until you realize it developed because as a child, predicting someone's mood wasn't curiosity. It was survival. On the outside, everything looks fine. People like you. People rely on you. But internally, you're running a constant, silent calculation. Is this version of me working? Did that land wrong? What do I need to adjust? You come home from social events not tired the way people are after a good time. Depleted. Like holding a position for hours that doesn't quite fit your body. And the deepest cost. Ironically, the person best at making others feel understood often ends up feeling the most unknown. They reflect back exactly what you need. So you love them. But you're not loving them. You're loving your own reflection. And they know it. Somewhere underneath all that adaptability, they know it. There comes a moment, sometimes at 2 a.m., sometimes in the middle of a good relationship, sometimes just in the shower, where someone asks a very simple question. What do you actually want? And there's nothing there. Not I don't know. Something more unsettling. It's like reaching into a drawer you've opened 1,000 times and finding it completely empty. Who am I when I'm not being useful? What do I enjoy if nobody's watching? What are my real opinions, not the ones that keep the peace? For a lot of people, these questions are genuinely terrifying. Not because the answers are bad, because there might not be answers yet. I want to say something clearly. If this is you, or someone you love, this is not weakness. This is not fakeness. This is not manipulation. This is a person who, at a very young age, figured out the most intelligent solution to an environment that didn't feel safe enough for them to simply be. They became fluid, adaptable, undetectable. That took extraordinary skill. The work now isn't to tear that down. It's to slowly, carefully, build something underneath it. A self that doesn't disappear when the room changes. An opinion that survives disagreement. A want that exists even when nobody's asking. Friction isn't dangerous. You just learned it was. And that can be unlearned. There's a version of this person who gets through an entire lifetime being loved by almost everyone. And known by no one. Not because they were hiding, but because they were always so busy becoming what the room needed. They never found out what they needed. So here's what I want to leave you with, whether this is someone you know or someone you're starting to recognize in yourself. The most radical thing a person shaped by fawning can do is say something true, even when it makes the room uncomfortable. Not cruel. Not explosive. Just true. I actually disagree. I don't want to do that. That hurt me. Small frictions. Small refusals. Small moments of, this is who I am, even here. That's not conflict. That's the self, finally learning it's allowed to exist.